All right, welcome to the final edition of Between the Lines, fueled by Gatorade in 2021. And the Minnesota Vikings winners today, 31-17, finished the season 8-9. I'm beside voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen, Ben Leber. My name is Gabe Henderson, PA. Let's just address the elephant in the room. Fans wanted Justin Jefferson to break Randy Moss's single-season receiving rail record. He fell 17 yards short with the Minnesota Vikings win today.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to speak for JJ, but I mean, it's a team game. So, yeah, Justin cracked a bunch of Randy Moss records last year, and at this pace, he's going to crack more. So it didn't happen. Discretion was the better part of valor because the Vikings could have thrown right at the end of the game and probably gotten him the record, and they didn't. So he didn't get it. He's a fantastic receiver. I don't think a single season receiving yards record defines Justin Jefferson being good or bad. He's great. He's elite. I'm glad he's on our team.
I'm glad he's on our team, and I'm glad this entire team showed up in the second half. We had 87 yards in the first half, Ben, and then we go on a tear in the second half, 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. We talked about this earlier. If we could put the second quarter of this game together with the Pittsburgh Steelers' first half of the game together, this would be a complete season. Your thoughts on today?
Yeah, complete season. I would love to Frankenstein stuff like that. I mean, I'm happy that they came out after halftime and decided to play this game. You know, the first half, it's like we understand what the implications are going into this game, and it didn't really matter. But you're hoping to see guys still come out with this energy of just like, hey, we're out here playing a game. You know, we have to play this game, so why not play it 100%? And that did not happen in the first half. They made some changes in halftime. We decided to get some more blocking up front, pass blocking. We decided to run the ball on offense, and that set up the passing game and some of those deep shots. And then defensively, you know, we had constant pressure in the second half. They were outstanding on fourth down. You know, I just think that for all the little coverage mistakes they had in the first half defensively, they fixed all those things. So you did what you're supposed to do at halftime, make adjustments and come out and execute, and they did that.
What did you see from the running game? How were we able to get that going, which ultimately opened up this entire offense to be able to make some plays downfield, which ultimately kept our defense off the field also?
Well, we actually just sustained blocks and beat the guy that you're supposed to block. I mean, it seems like it's so simple that it's just blocking. It's just you take your assignment and the guy that's in front of you, and if anything, just shield him so he doesn't make the tackle. We didn't do that in the first half. We did not get any push. You know, we weren't very crisp. I think the timing was all off. So you add all those little things together, you get the run game going, and again, now the defense is on their heels. Now they don't understand, you know, should we call a blitz here? Is this going to be a rundown? Is this going to be a pass down? We have them on their heels. They have them second guessing. We take some shots, and I love the touchdown to Smith-Marsette right over here, where we recognize they're going to double cover Justin Jefferson with the safeties, which they did in the first game. So, all right, game film. We learned from our mistakes in the first game. We know that they're going to do this on this down and distance in this critical situation. So let's, middle of the field's open. Let's get one of our speedy guys to make a move on their safety. He does a great job. The guy falls on the ground. Touchdown.
Moving to the defensive side of the ball.
That's a great moment over there with Greg Joseph. That's really cool, man.
Signing autographs over there.
Just signing fans, too.
He might be signing fans. He might have signed
Leber did it for 10 years, and we'll just end it at that.
Well, one thing that this defense did today, they got six. I wish we had 6 interceptions. 6 sacks and 2 interceptions, capped off by the Patrick Peterson standing on the middle 50-yard logo, giving thanks to his family, the Minnesota Vikings. Just your thoughts on Patrick Peterson finishing this year off in incredible fashion.
It's a great question because I went through part of the season not exactly sure what Patrick Peterson does. I mean, there were 0 passes defensed, not even close to an interception. And, you know, when it comes to run support, he's good, but I mean, it's not like anything was jumping out at me. But then you talk to people and you start watching some things, then you just recognize how technically gifted he is, how smart he is, how subtle he is with his angles and trying to suck people into bad things. Patrick Peterson's phenomenal. Actually, I end the season, forget the pick 6 today, he's phenomenal. One of the best corners I've ever seen week after week in my life wearing purple and gold. I hope he's back next year. And, you know, I just really like calling these games. I just really like doing this. I'm getting a little sad right now that it's a non-playoff season, but I just really, really love the ability to come to these games, home or road, get ready for the games, and call the games and people listening and watching his stuff. I'm very touched by that, and it's kind of overwhelming me right now.
It's been a pleasure just hearing your calls. I know you surpassed your 400th game this season, and you do such a phenomenal job. You do a phenomenal job on the sideline. Vikings fans, thank you for tuning in each week. But I know a lot of questions that the Vikings fans are going to be asking is, what do you do going forward? Tomorrow is Monday. It's a new year for us as a Minnesota Vikings team. 30-plus players on one-year contracts this year. We all know the tension that's been going on as far as the rumor mill. But what do you do going forward, coming off of 31-17 win today?
Well, look, I mean, in the NFL world, this is the worst. It's the worst Monday of the season, for a lot of staffs and a lot of organizations, and
the Bears might have the coolest coaches of any opposing team in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, we just had another one just walk by.
I love those guys. Saw John D. Filippo.
So, look, I think everybody feels like there's changes that are imminent with this organization. As an ownership, you have to ask yourself, excuse me, is it personnel? Is it because of all the injuries and COVID that the lack of depth got really exploited? Well, if that's the case, well then you got to give the coaching staff a little bit of an out. Maybe they weren't playing with the talent that they thought. And then if you are the ownership and you're saying, well, yeah, but it's also culture, it's X's and O's. It's the way that the environment is, the working environment. If that's the issue, then there may be a change there. So I don't know what they're thinking.
Well, there are pieces on this Minnesota Vikings team, PA. You can go JJ to Dalvin Cook to the defensive side of the ball. So many guys, and so that you can build on going forward. But still, when you look back at this season, how would you assess it just as a whole?
I don't, know whether you want to put it on coaching, players, execution, bad luck, whatever. It's absolutely unacceptable to lose as many close games as they did. And at the end of the equation, you're at Cincinnati, you're at Arizona, you're at Detroit, you're here against Cleveland when Cleveland was better than it is now. But the Minnesota Vikings inexplicably did not close on enough games. So, and they're right there, and they played great in most of them. So when that happens to you, believe it or not, you have what's coming your way, whether it's positive or negative.
Well, the positive thing is the Minnesota Vikings finished their season with their largest win of the season, 14 points right here at home. Whether you like it or not, whether this game meant anything to you or not, that's just a fact. So for PA,
nice job.
Ben Leber, my name is Gabe Henderson. This is Between the Lines, fueled by Gatorade.